Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Damian Danu, and welcome back to another Ace Attorney episode. Now, where the last one ended off, Mrs. D. Vasquez was taken into custody by Gumshoe. And Gumshoe, for the first time in this entire game, has done something helpful for us. So, thank him very kindly. We almost died. And we found out about Miss Vasquez's blackmail and mafia ties. So, now that she's in custody, it will be brought up today in a court of law. There's a lot of blackmail in this game. Oh god, Edgeworth. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Get it? Get it because it's his name? I'm laughing. Mai's laughing. You can hear her laughing. Listen to her laugh. She's laughing, see? You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Wow, right off the bat, eh? Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was presented in Studio 2 trailer that day. This is bold, considering she got arrested yesterday. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2? As everyone here knows, yeah. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. He caught me with my pants down. Day of the murder. Okay. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later. That's when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. Oh god. I thought it might be risky to walk with that Monkley? Yeah, Monkley. Yeah, sure. With that Monkley's head hopping over. Van added to the court record. Alright. I didn't expect that. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. The day of the murder. I better have more than those 2 bars. I do! Thank God. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. By yourself? Yeah. And you didn't stop in the employee area.
No.
Ah. Are you always this, terse?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. And at 4 o'clock. That checks out. I'm just gonna press her on it. No one leave during the meeting?
No one.
Ah. Come on. Let's talk a little more about that. The witness did not come in here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony.
The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1.
And when exactly was that?
I've forgotten.
Maybe you could try remembering?
No.
The meeting ended at 4 o'clock and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you do is state the obvious, Edgeworth.
I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me.
Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean?
It means what I just said, jackass. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van.
Oh, yeah, right. 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. And what were you doing during that time?
Don't hit your desk. It irritates me.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Wright. Oof. Fuck.
It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer.
Hold on. Yeah, someone who can verify this?
Sal.
No, I mean someone else.
One person is enough.
She committed murder during that break. She wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. I have some evidence to prove that she didn't eat that steak.
Well, Nick? Find anything?
Kinda wish she said a little more.
It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere.
Are we not gonna bring up the fact that, like, he changed costumes? 4 o'clock. There's to be a rehearsal somewhere. Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take it. 2:30, we took a 15-minute break between the meetings. Sal and I ate the T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. I'm not missing a piece of evidence, am I? I'm not gonna lie, I pulled up the walkthrough here because I had no idea what to do. And what it's telling me to do really makes no sense in my brain. Found in the employee area. Yeah. Huh, as I thought. You claim you ate the T-bone steak. I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you that it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Oh! Really? No, that's bullshit. The plates were bare. That's not right. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like the incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Yeah, meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed them with your own hands. Yeah. Oh no, that was the sound I went with, but... Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright?
Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it?
Yeah.
Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I.
Any day, Vasquez.
Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was the word murder weapon again? Oh yeah, the samurai spear.
Yes?
I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that spear as a weapon?
I think you'd have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would.
You see?
Yeah. However, that has no bearing on this case.
Meaning?
The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. I've been thinking it all along.
What?
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Oh yeah, the break. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon.
But that is the murder weapon.
Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who was wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? All those ribs and stuff, they get in the way. Order, order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're...
Silence! I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane?
Are you even aware of what you're saying? Oh, that's her. Sorry, I saw it went over. I thought it was me.
If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell me what was. How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Of course I can't. Of course? Can the antics, Wright? I have to agree, Mr. Wright. At least pretend that you think you might know. Ugh, note to self. Think before speaking. Tough crowd. Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what the weapon was to kill? I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright.
Are you guys gonna, like, forget what he just said?
Very well, let's see this murder weapon, then. Huh, what is the murder weapon here? The van? Oh, the van's in perfect shape. Let's try it.
Nick! Think about this some more.
Huh? Think.
Please. How could that possibly have been the murder weapon?
Yeah, she does have a point. Something the matter? No, Your Honor, nothing. Very well, let's see this murder weapon, then. Huh, I don't, I don't know. It's not the van. Did he get hit by a car? He did get hit by a car. Look at this photo. It is! What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. I wasn't sure if this was it. I had a feeling, but I'm like, well, I should check. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does that have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying? Yeah. What happened 5 years ago? It's happened again.
What? No. Never.
Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss Dee Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. And then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. But whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way he caused another man to die? 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it?
Very creative, Mr. Wright. Oh, I could use a man like you on my script writing staff.
You deny that what I say is true?
Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of the argument, that Mr. Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found in Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less? Are you then claiming I carried the body to Studio 1? And returned it to the trailer, all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body?
The break in the meeting in the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Would Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death? Then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? But she had another way to carry the body, other than her own hands.
For instance?
Actually, for that matter, there's no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body.
Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Oh, it's easy. She took the van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it.
I've been caught off guard.
Recall your testimony?
There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued. I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me.
You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body in the magistrate costume. Hold on, right? Don't forget it was Salmonella who drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manila was a conspirator? Of course Salmonella has been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and placed in the put in the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. There had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue?
No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun.
I win? So, what happens next? Don't, me? Don't you have anything to say?
What would you like me to say?
I lost, something like that.
I just said that.
Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you! You killed Jack Hammer! Huh.
Who can say?
Huh?
Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer.
Right.
But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. Fuck off. What?
Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Of course, it's just the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure.
Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving.
Yeah, what do I do now? I'd like you to testify again.
Testify again?
Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same question, get the same answers. A waste of time.
Damn. I'm so far only to fail.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez.
Objection!
Oh my god. What?
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
I see very well.
Objection!
Your Honor! Alright! Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again.
You're the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness.
I just want to hear your testimony again.
Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth? I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Well, yes, Indeed, verily I say, ergo... I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth...
Who knows? You probably realized she did it too. But...
Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that...
Edgeworth. You got a verdict out of someone. You're finding the body.
I was with Sarah and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination?
Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the keys you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. You're finding the body. As was Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. Hold on. What time was that?
We're to meet at 5 o'clock for rehearsal, so I'd say it was then.
When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio?
About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you.
Yeah. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio?
They weren't there yet.
Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help.
Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy.
Boy. The witness will continue her testimony.
The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent.
Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go in to call him?
Remember.
Remember what?
There's a dead body lying in front of us. Yeah, you expect me to be calm?
It certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. I'm just gonna press harder on everything. I can afford it. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around?
The other way around?
You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? When you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without a steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing.
Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue.
I immediately called the police, and Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying, "He did it! He did it!" I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. You have to find something to peg this on her here. And everything we've done till now,
I didn't press a single thing there. Oh my god. Sorry, I blanked out for a moment there. I nearly called the police and then Powers showed up. Hold on. What was everyone else doing at that time?
No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
It's a murder trial, Maya.
Alright. Security lady added points that he did it.
Hold in. Old bag. Security lady. Why does the security lady think Powers had done it?
She said because she saw him going toward the studio.
Right. Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word?
Perhaps not. She seems to also haven't given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all about this after the fact.
That photograph? Meaning the one taken by the security camera?
She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer.
I don't think there's anything in there I could use. Is it convenient?
It has to be left out of the proceedings.
Hold on. You asked to be left out?
Yeah. It seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us.
Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone that they didn't require reasoning. Right, back to this Trilogy. Okay. The script and your direction notes.
Yeah, they're quite valuable. I wouldn't do to have them stolen.
No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and direction notes?
Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why?
There was a murder after all. Who else could think of rehearsing after that?
Oh yeah, I guess. Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue.
Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
Huh?
Think! Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Huh? What? Huh. Edgeworth.
Order! Order! Order. Mr. Edgeworth? What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation?
I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me.
So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any of the action scenes, so I left them behind.
How'd you know about the injury?
How did I know? Sal. He told me.
Sal, the director.
We have to find something to peg this on her here. Everything else we've done till now will be wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him.
It was Sal and Oldbag's security lady when we found the body. His sister was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Powers showed up. There's gotta be one of these.
She knew that he was injured. Oh!
Oh! You knew that Hammer was injured. Oh! Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yeah, Mr. Hammer's dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Pretending?
One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why do you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured?
I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong.
I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yeah, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah.
And when was he doing this? Well, it would have had to be after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Order. I will have order. Witness.
Oh, witness, can you refute this claim?
Yeah,
let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez.
Very well. I have a question for you.
Ugh. Why are the real killers always so persistent?
Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing!
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it's unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove that she had a motive?
Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. Present to the court evidence as Mr. Okay, I present. Yeah. She wants this buried. This is my proof. This is
The photo from before.
This is the photo. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case is currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role was the evil magistrate. Yeah, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, and yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who'd killed D. Vasquez and not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yeah, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. Alright. Allow me to present the court evidence proving Miss... Come on! That was great! That's great, because you wanted to cover it up, and oh man. It wouldn't be the monkey's head. There's no way it would be the monkey's head. What could it be? None of the employees are seeing pills in a bone. Well then. Mr. Monkey. This is my proof. And this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer?
I'd say all it has to prove is that the defense attorney has completely lost its marbles.
Mr. Wright, the court requests that you find your marbles immediately, and I'm afraid I have to penalize you for your waste of this court's time.
Nick, we're so close! Think this one through, please.
Mr. Wright, I'll ask you again. Please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did is push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez.
What? What?
Yeah. It would appear that's the case. Your Honor. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Seal Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. And then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. So you did do it, didn't you?
Yeah. I am guilty. It was me.
Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. These are the higher-ups, by the way, of the company. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try and remain calm.
No! How could this...
It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No!
Manuel!
Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez.
No! Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again.
Is that like a flashback, I guess? Alright. Mr. Edgeworth, where is Dee Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. Woo! Confetti in the courtroom!
Oh, yeah, I'm not guilty, yeah.
That is all. This court is adjourned. Alright. Wow. That was a long saga. Alright. We're in the defendant lobby now.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay, man.
Yeah, but it's sad. Now I know that Mr. Powers stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Uh-huh.
Tell me why. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Two choices here. Oh, I know. I know why. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
Because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in a kid's show, and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand. You could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time.
I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP. I haven't spoken in a while.
Oh yeah. Next to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and is something wrong?
No, of course not. Nick Edgeworth?
Say something right. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That's too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away with it if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Will Powers, yeah.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. My eyes are just a little bit too far apart. Liar. Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Don't you ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you.
Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
Flashback. And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing the accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town.
Thankfully, Global Studios rethought his programming change. They went back to making kids shows again.
Really?
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right?
I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy the trading cards too, okay? You have to trade with Cody and the assistant.
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. And that's the end. Well, that was enjoyable. That was really enjoyable. Yeah, so that concludes Turnabout Samurai, I suppose. I don't really know what else to say other than thank you for watching, and come back in 2 days, I suppose, both on the stream and the video, because there's going to be a break in between these from mouthwashing, I think. But come back in 2 days, and we'll get into whatever this next episode is. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please stick around. Like I said, we will have more videos to come. And, yeah. Maybe subscribe. Leave a like if you're feeling like it. But otherwise, just thank you for watching. Have a great day.